Hi everybody, it's Chris of the Cloverdale Transit Authority, and I wanted to do a real quick video for you today. This past weekend, if you follow my channel, you'll know that I did a live stream from the Wooster, Ohio train show. First time I've been to this train show. It's run by a friend of mine, Woody, and it was a great train show. Not the largest train show I've been to, not the smallest, just right, as Goldilocks would say. And I got more at this train show and made more deals for the things that I was looking for than several of the past train shows. So I just thought I'd do a real quick video to kind of show you what I got out of there. Two things, two YouTube, model railroad YouTube folks that I follow, Chris's Trains and more. One of the things he has said recently in a video, and he said in the past, is that if you're not going to these train shows, you're not getting the best deal out of some of the stuff that you're looking for. You go on eBay and you're going to pay top dollar. So if you're looking for certain things, go to a train show. You're going to get a great deal. Also, Dave from D.A. Griffin Hobbies, he has a thing called the $10 boxcar challenge, which I totally love because I'm with him with, hey, I want to go and I want to get deals. I want to buy some older stuff, what have you. I don't need to go out and spend $2,000 on a legacy locomotive from Lionel. So I have, if you can't go to a train show and find a boxcar for $10, you're not trying very hard. That's probably the cheapest acquirement at a train show that you can hunt down. But I found some really cool things for $10 that aren't boxcars, and then some things that are pretty close to that range or pretty affordable. So first thing I got, so we've been with the layout back here in our front room. It's still in winter mode, but we're planning on changing it over to spring and summer pretty quickly. And so we're kind of planning that out. What is it going to look like? Take the ceramic houses off of there and build more of a traditional model railroad until next Christmas when we kind of go back to this. So we're sort of expanding the table a little bit, and I had an idea as to what I wanted. And lo and behold, I got there early in order to get things set up and kind of walk around and see how I was going to do this live stream. And was talking with my friend Kyle, who runs Beltline Hobbies, who's a sponsor of the channel. And right behind him, there was a fellow who I bought stuff before. I got my post-war Lionel Trainmaster from him. And he had this building sitting on his table, and it was what I was looking for a downtown building. I'd been looking at Woodland Scenics buildings, which are really expensive, but they're very nice, but also MTH buildings. And those MTH buildings I could upgrade, and I could do different things and add things to them and age them and what have you. So they were a little more like the Woodland Scenics buildings. So anyway, he had this sitting over on his table, and this is an MTH drugstore. It's a 2-story O-gauge building. And again, it's one of the 2 to 3 story buildings that we're looking to put on this layout for the spring and summer. But you can see it has an interior, sort of a faux interior in there. And it does light up, hooks to track power. I've tested it, and it lights up and it looks really cool. So it's kind of got a corner section, so you can make that the front. You can make that the front. Here's a side. Here's the back. $10. This is like a $60, $70 building. You know, it didn't have a box. I don't care. But $10 for an MTH building, a downtown building that lights up. So I'm going to, again, age this building. I'm going to add some stuff to the roof, maybe some HVAC or that sort of thing. What's appropriate to the 1940s and 50s, actually. Some trash cans, what have you. And then I can take the building off of the base and I can add in there some other people so that the printed background will also have a 3-dimensional foreground to it. So that's going to be cool. But $10, come on, $10. Also, if you were watching the live stream, as I was roaming through there, I came upon one of these tables that have all the $10 boxcars on them. And I happened to look down and I saw this caboose for Illinois Central. And while I was doing the live stream, I was like, oh, I love that caboose. I love the color. I don't have anything in Illinois Central. I don't have anything to pull up, but maybe I need to look for that now. But I love the look of the caboose. And it was in this beat up box. It's an MPC Lionel, and it was $10. So I kind of hit it, not very well. And it was the first place I went to when I ended the live stream. I put the camera down and I went right over there. So, hey, somebody is delivering Amazon packages. Thanks. Welcome to my video. Anyway, here it is. This was $10. Illinois Central porthole caboose. It lights up. You know, it's in really nice shape. Again, the box wasn't that great, but who cared? And it was $10. So a boxcar, but a lit caboose for $10. And I love this color. Hopefully it comes out well on the video. Illinois Central. It's a 9160 MPC-Era Lionel caboose, $10, not bad. Okay, so then I'm roaming around a little bit more, and my wife, if you've seen on the channel or you've heard me mention, my wife loves pre-war Lionel, and she loves the tin stuff, just because it's very toy-like. I mean, she's not a model train person, but she loves those and thinks they're cool, and she loves model trains. You know, loves seeing all the stuff we run around the house. Anyway, so I was kind of looking for that, and you know, we were looking for the blue Commodore Vanderbilt tin with the snaked passenger cars with the vestibules in it. Haven't seen that for under $500, and that's just not what I want to spend. And so I saw another one, was a little scratched up, and it was over $500. Not much, but just a little over. And I was like, nope, not going to do it. But then I went a couple of tables down, and there was this 1688 Lionel 1940, like one of the last things Lionel made before they started making stuff for the war effort. And I'm going to show a picture of it here, but then at the end of the video, we're going to show some running footage. But it had all of the tin cars. You know, there's a caboose in there, Baby Ruth boxcar. I was trying to remember what it was called. Had the doors and everything, and it had a Shell tanker car, and it had the tender, and you know, it was all there. And there was even a transformer from 1940, which I would never plug in, and you know, it's really more that's for a display. But so I was able to pick that up for $75, and for the entire set for $75. Running, you know, I mean, he said, oh, it runs, it's great, you know, everything lights up. Brought it home, sure enough, needs some brush cleaning on it, I think, but boy, it went right away. So I was real happy with that, and that's a really great price for that old, and it's cleaned up beautifully. So we'll show some running footage of that right here at the end of the video, along with the 1924 Lionel tin plate that we have passenger set. So anyway, I kind of caught up with my dad as he was going around to the show as well. And we got to a point where he was looking at a locomotive, and there was this box next to it just full of stuff, not brimming with stuff, but it had a bunch of stuff in it. And I was kind of looking at that, and he was looking at the locomotive, and he got the locomotive, you know, pretty inexpensively. It was kind of like a Scout, you know, but the guy just said, and if you want this box, $15 for everything in the box. And I was like, really? Oh, okay. And I looked in the box, and one thing caught my attention because I have a couple of these in newer builds, but this was oh my gosh, it still has cobwebs on it. This was a post-war version of the lighted passenger car. It is definitely has cobwebs still on it, and it is complete, and it lights up. And so I've got two others of these. One is on our layout that goes around the wall in the living room and dining room that was originally under the tree. And then, of course, this passenger platform over here. But I love these, and I would like to kind of change out these other two passenger platforms match each other in the color of the plastic. But I would kind of like to replace the one that's under the oval that goes around in the living room, so I can match it up with this one and then replace it with this since it's sort of a standalone. But yeah, so it's really, really in good condition. This was back when Lionel was made in the United States. And I think it's a 16.618, or is that, oh, I'm sorry, that's the bulb. Trying to see, oh, it's a 156 station platform. So it's kind of this hard plastic, but these pieces are die cast and a plastic roof. And then it's got the light bulbs here and here. I hooked it up to a transformer and it works great. So this was in the box with other things for $15. This caught my attention. That's why I said, yeah, I'll take that box. But also in the box was this semaphore signal, post-war again. What's the, I'm trying to remember what the number is on this. I'm sure somebody out there in the comments will have it. I knew it was, I just can't remember it off the top of my head. I hooked it up, it works. The only thing that it needs is it needs the little green, cover here, so that when it's up, this is green. When it goes down, that's red. So it's got the red cover, doesn't have the little green cell on there. So I'm sure that my friend Kyle at Beltline Hobbies probably has one of those. And so I'll get this hooked up, and I'll probably put it on the spring summer layout. So as the train goes by, you know, this changes and there's some interactivity. But it's really clean. I mean, it just needs, the wiring is all good. I don't know if you can see all that in there. That's all good. And it just needs cleaned up a little bit and maybe a little bit of oil. And then it needs that, but the light bulb lights up and everything. So this was in the box as well for this blanketed $15 charge. The last thing that was in the box was this. It's got a piece of track on it. It's not connect. This is the cattle loader for the cattle car. And again, it's dusty, but it's complete. No rust. It does work. I hooked it up. All the little gates open up. Okay, so it's got that. And the little loaders for the car. But wait, there's more. It has the ramp that goes on it. So that's complete. Hang on. It has in the box the little cattle that goes in there. The complete set in the box, the little cattle that vibrate along there and kind of offload from the box car, right? The box car. Turn that upside down. There we go. The box car, which is also in here. I'm going to do this without tearing things apart. Maybe. Here we go. All right. Boxcar, post-war boxcar, the 3656, okay, with armor meats on it, and it's got stuff falling off of it all over the place. Got the little doors that open up so the cattle come out and they go back in, all right? So all I really need is an activation switch for this. And really these pieces, I just put them on the shelf to display them because I don't really use them on the railroad. So there it is. All that stuff was in that box for $15 at a train show. Isn't that great? That's awesome. So the last thing, as I'm going out the door, I've seen these before, and it's like, oh, that kind of looked cool, even on the spring and summer layout. And the guy had two of them on his table, and just as I was approaching that table to make my way to the door, this guy bought one of these. So I kind of looked back at it, and I said, you know, those are cool. They're very simple, but it looks neat on the railroad. And so I said, hey, how much do you want? And he said, hey, how about it's $30 on the tag? And I said, well, hey, all I had left was a $20 bill. I said, would you take 20? He picked it up and he set it on the box that I was carrying with this other stuff. And it's a Lionel industrial water tower with the little blinking red top here. I think I've shot some footage of it because I tested it. And even has a little sign that says railroad property, keep out. That's on there, you know, and its paint is beautiful. It's just a little dusty. And just to show you how the toys were, we would have like a blinking LED up here. But what they actually had in here was a light bulb with a little, I guess, rheostat. I'm using the wrong term, but you plug this in, you give it 30 seconds, and all of a sudden that heats up and it causes this light to blink. And when it does, get my thing with the notch in it here, put it in the right spot. When it does blink, that little red lens up there, that's what I was thinking about with this. The little red lens up there blinks, you know, because the light is blinking, right? And it says Lionel, New York on the top of that. So that's cool. Set over in the corner. It gives a little bit of decoration, interactivity. And these came out in 1953. But $10 off of that for $30. So basically for around $100, I got some really good stuff that I've kind of been looking for here for my collection and for the layout and so forth. So you got to get to these train shows, folks. Here in Ohio, we're lucky. We have a train show like sometimes two in a weekend. Matter of fact, the Wooster Train Show, the following day on Sunday, there was another train show up in the northeast corner of the state. And so we've got more train shows coming up. And then there's another Canfield train show. I'll be live streaming from that. That's going to be in October. And of course, in the fall, I'll finally get a chance to go to York. I'm not going to be able to do it in the spring again, because I'm going to be working on the film crew for the 765 steam locomotive running here in the Valley. I'm going to be heading up the film and photography crew. So anyway, if you got to get to these train shows, if you don't have train show in your area, that's unfortunate. We're very lucky here in Ohio, and I know Western Pennsylvania as well. Anyway, so that was my haul from the Wooster Train Show this weekend. Hopefully, you get a chance to go out and make some deals as well. Before I go, I just want to remind you that as of this recording, we're about 15 subscribers away from 1,500 subscribers for Cloverdale Transit Authority YouTube channel. So if you like this video, please click on a like button and click on the subscribe button, and also put a comment down. You know, what's the best thing you found at a train show recently, or what are your thoughts on some of the stuff that I was able to dig up at this show? Anyway, thanks again for watching, and we will see you on the next video.